Hello, I'm Natasha, and I'm a qualified personal performance and career coach. And I'm very excited to say that I'm going to be working with the Wellbeing Centre in Letchworth to offer group coaching. So, a life coach is someone who's professionally trained to help people achieve the desired results and the goals that they want to hit. Um, they can be things like finding your life's purpose. What is it that you are supposed to be doing on this earth? Other things can be building confidence and self belief, losing weight and loving yourself again, and things like time management and how to use our time more efficiently and effectively so that we overcome all the overwhelm that so many of us experience with the idea of all the tasks and activities that we actually have to juggle in life. Now, a life coach also will ask questions. So that is how life coaching works. I, as a facilitator, will ask the questions. I won't give you advice. You have got the answer within you. You are the expert in your own life. So all I will do is ask the appropriate questions at the appropriate time. I'll also challenge you on maybe some limiting beliefs that you may have about why you are unable to achieve this goal by yourself. And a lot of us have negative self-talk and limiting beliefs that hold us back. So I will challenge you on that, and we will break that cycle, and we will start building up our own self-belief that we can actually achieve these goals and desired results. I will also hold you accountable. And that's what group coaching is so good at. As a group, we will discuss what our goals are and the accountability will be there. So each time we meet for a session, which will be weekly, we'll talk about what actions we took from the session before. And most of all, coaching, especially group coaching, is brilliant for support. And sometimes you just need that cheerleader in your life to support you and to say, I'm behind you in whatever it is you want to achieve. Just to be clear, coaching is a very different intervention than things like counseling, mentoring, or consulting. As I said, I give no advice. Coaching is very much forward focused, working on where you're at now and where you want to be, and putting an action plan in place to get you there. So, group coaching is essentially coaching within a group, but the group of people will have a shared common goal so that everyone is working towards the same or similar thing. And there are so many advantages to working as a group when it comes to coaching. With group coaching, we connect with people with similar values and beliefs, people who want us to succeed. And when that happens, amazing things can happen. Being part of a tribe or a group means that you have access to different viewpoints, perspectives, opinions, and approaches to problems and challenges, things that you might not have thought of on your own. You get to expand your network of valuable connections. You get to give and receive help and support. And on a financial note, it's much more affordable to have coaching in a group. So I want to talk about three mistakes that you could be making when it comes to achieving goals in your life and goal setting. So the first mistake that you could be making is that you aren't clear about what you actually want. You've got an idea, but it's just not crystal clear enough. And often people know what they don't want, they know what they're unhappy with, and they just trundle through life hoping that it will sort itself out, that the jigsaw pieces will all be put together by someone else, or that the answer will fall in your lap. And unfortunately, for most of us, that just doesn't happen. So you need to ask yourself, what do I want? In what area do I want this? What are the specifics that I want in this area? Be as clear as possible. The second mistake that people make when it comes to achieving goals in life is that they don't plan. Now, you might actually know what it is you want and in what area, and you're crystal clear on your vision, but you've no strategy in place to actually go and get it. So, therefore, you don't take action, and your goal is essentially just a dream. And the third mistake that people often make when it comes to achieving goals in their life is that they just react. They don't think about the bigger picture. They just take action when something comes up rather than pre planned action. So, obviously, it's not good to be reactive because that can be overwhelming. We're faced with an event right in front of us and we haven't given it much thought as to actually how we're going to deal with it, and we try and firefight and just react to the things that are happening to us then and there, and therefore it's leaving us more stressed and overwhelmed. So how do we address those mistakes? How do we get clear on our vision? How do we put a strategy in place? And how do we learn not to be reactive and actually be more pre planned with our decisions and our strategy that we want to put in place to achieve these goals? The first way of addressing these mistakes is to genuinely get clarity on your goals. What do you want to achieve in the next 3 months? Now, be realistic. Don't make a list of 10 things because that will never happen. There is only a certain amount of time. And if you try and achieve too much in too little time, then you end up scattergunning and spreading yourself thin and not actually achieving very much at all. So choose a maximum of 3 things. Be specific. The more specific, the better.
If you're struggling with deciding which goals to set, a good idea is to reflect on where you're at now. And a Wheel of Life is a brilliant tool to help you look at your life in its entirety as it is now. So this is a blank Wheel of Life, and each section or slice represents an area of your life. Now, it's up to you what you label these as, but name the categories so that they're meaningful and represent a balanced life for you. For example, one section could be health and fitness, another could be relationships, maybe family, another career, another fun and leisure, and another personal development, and so on. Now, these are just examples. Please use the words and phrases suitable for your life. Try and think of 6 to 8 areas in your life to put in this wheel so you get a full picture of your overall life. Now, next, draw a line across each segment that represents how satisfied you are with that area in your life right now. Imagine the centre of the wheel is 0 and the outer edge is 10. 0 would mean that you are very dissatisfied with this area, and 10 is that you are fully satisfied with this area. Please remember to use the first number or score that pops into your head, not the number you think it should be. Now write the score alongside each section, and what you have now is a visual representation of your life and what areas you feel fulfilled in and what areas need some attention. Now, this is an example of a wheel for someone who was trying to find balance in her daily tasks, and she was looking at what areas needed attention. So if you do this task, hopefully you'll see which areas in your life maybe need some attention and need some goals setting in them. If you're still stuck on which areas to address, ask yourself, which area do I need to focus on first that will have the biggest impact on my overall life? Once you've decided on a maximum of 3 areas, then you can get clear on what 10 out of 10 in those areas would look like. And you can start getting clarity on the specifics of your goal.
The second way to address these common mistakes is to ask yourself, how can I be meticulous in planning a strategy out that I will stick to and I will actually action it? So look at your weeks and your days, diarize these actions and make them appointments. So don't use a to-do list, because that list will just keep being a very long list of things that you have to do. Take a certain amount of those things from your to-do list and diarize them into your week and time block, and focus on that and that alone from the time that you said that you will do it to the time that you will stop doing it. And thirdly, ask yourself, what habits or routines do I need to get rid of? What habits and routines are not serving me in order to achieve these goals? And what else do I need to introduce into my life in order to achieve these goals, in order to make it much easier for that to happen? So to sum up about why we maybe need a little bit of coaching or group coaching in our lives when it comes to goal setting. One, we don't know what we want. We're not clear on it. Two, we haven't got a strategy and we haven't put anything in place to actually take action. And number three, we're reacting. We're not actually looking at the bigger picture and we're not pre-planning. So in order to overcome those mistakes and to rectify them and to get closer to achieving these goals, we have to get a clear vision of what it is we want. Be realistic about the time frame. Don't try and say that you have this wish list of goals and you want to achieve it in a short amount of time. That is not going to happen. You are setting yourself up for failure. So be clear, set yourself a realistic time frame and not too many things to achieve within that time. Second, get a good strategy in place, something that you can actually action. Write down all the small steps that you need to do and diarize them. Put them in as if they were an appointment with your boss or an employee or the dentist, something that you will actually do and that you will execute. And thirdly, ask yourself, what are the habits and the routines that you need to let go of and eliminate or reduce? And what are the habits and routines that you need to introduce into your life to become that person that you want to be? Now, I am very excited about this group coaching program, which you will hear more about very soon from the Wellbeing Centre. But for now, I will say goodbye and I hope to see you on one of the programs very soon.